Cyberbrainer is an online training platform designed to help individuals and teams learn the latest technologies and become certified professionals, producing a comprehensive learning experience.
So we saw about civil rights organizations over the last few days and also the different organization types. We saw locations, we saw super rights organizations. Now we're going to be seeing about other organizations, their overviews, and what all can be done. This is typically what we're going to be seeing. What are the different other organization types that you can see? And next, what is going to be the organization structure or hierarchy that I can create? Alright. So first off, like what we saw, what exactly an organization is going to be like? I'm going to be grouping positions, workers, cost centers, department locations, all. That is typically what an organization is going to be like, just to have a group-regulated entity. That is what I'm going to be doing. That is number 1. Number 2, we also have something called as organization hierarchy. We did see what is going to be a superior super rights organization and what is going to be a subordinate super rights organization, how the entire all. Not just going to look like the hierarchy. Everything. That is going to be the organization hierarchy. Looks like this organization hierarchy. It's like we are going to be storing only say, if I'm going to say an organization hierarchy. What exactly it means is I'm going to be saying the entire organization in a hierarchical manner, and I'm going to store only specific types in that and not other types like, say, I have an organization hierarchy. Then I'm going to store only organizations in a hierarchical manner. So, period, what is going to be the subordinate, how that chain of commands is going to typically look like. That's what I'm going to be doing in my organization. Hierarchy. Clear on that? So, before we get into the organization hierarchies that we have over here, to give you our overview about what are the different operation types, apart from supervisory arms and locations that are there. Number 1, company. So just a question for all of you, what exactly do you mean by a company? The size of government is companies more like what a legal is going to be, and I'm going to be a group of multiple supervisory organizations under a company. And I can have multiple companies which work under the same brand. For example, if you were to be looking a company like AT&T or, I can say, Facebook. I could have different legal entities or companies. All of them are going to report to Facebook. But I could have Facebook US, Facebook India, Facebook Japan. I could have Facebook out of Africa, Facebook Europe. All of these are different companies, but all of them report to the parent organization, which is Facebook, probably based out of the US. That's typically what it is. Clear, that is number 1. Next. What is a cost center? So cost center is typically to manage your analysis. I would define a cost center. So what exactly it means is any kind of a costing that is going to be involved. How am I going to track it in my financial legal statements? So I'm going to say that X number of dollars I'm going to be spent for a marketing team or for the marketing team. This is going to be the overhead center. This is going to be the expenses for the marketing team or marketing department. So what exactly could be that any kind of marketing campaigns I'm going to be running? Say, for example, if I'm going to be running something like an organization called Amazon and I could be running some marketing campaigns for the upcoming Black Friday festival. So this is all going to be part of the cost. So what else could be part of the marketing teams? Number 1, the advertisement revenues, advertisement expenses that are going to come in. Apart from that, the marketing team is going to have certain employees stand with. So what exactly is the cost for all of these employees, and from that, are there any administrative costs that are going to come in? All of this is going to be tracked by a single cost center. Or if you have seen some financial statements of any organization, you would have seen head of expenses. Head of expenses is nothing but a more relatable term for cost center. For expenses, because if you see any financial statements of any organization, they're going to say, for marketing, we have spent so much for salaries. We have spent so much of dollars. All of that is cost center. Basically anything that I want to account for, I need to spend out of a simple account. So what is that? What is cost center? In a nutshell, that's what it is. We are going to have some very interesting different things about the cost. And the cost center is the same. The cost center is the same across any kind of an ERP platform that you have for PeopleSoft or SuccessFactors. We do have cost centers, it's just lift and shift. So every single ERP is going to have a cost center without cost center. No ERP is going to exist. It's the same thing that you have seen, and other ERPs in Workday as well. Alright? Next, we have something called as an organization type, which is called as matrix. So we've seen an organization, which means I'm going to have 10 people in an organization. That organization is going to be having another organization as a superior supervisory organization. And one from the organization we saw that particular linking yesterday. So, in a nutshell, the manager is going to be only found that particular superior supervisory organization. That is a general hierarchy that we have seen. So we saw about organizations. So we're just talking about supervisory organizations and superior supervisory organizations. So what exactly happens in a structure which is like supervisory and superior organizations is the manager is going to be idly from the superior supervisory organization only. So that is what we saw as a structure. Now, what if I want to have a different way in which I idly report, not one organization? Because why I'm using the word organization is over there. Because we all report to a supervisory organization, that supervisory organization, that supervisory organization, and the way goes up in that way. What if I do not report to a supervisory organization or a superior supervisory organization, but I report directly to a manager, a kind of organization where I'm going to report to a manager, the manager that reports to a senior manager, the manager to a vice president to a CEO. If I'm going to have such a structure, I call that organization type as a matrix kind of organization. But I haven't seen many metrics in the organizations which have been implemented, because not really the most preferred way to implement. So I would rather see metrics is not really used anywhere, but just for your information. You just need to understand how that specifically works. Clear any questions? Alright. The next one we have is called as a region-specific organization. So what exactly do I mean by a region-specific organization is for every work I'm going to say, this particular worker in a location is going to be an area supervisor, an area manager, etc. So all those roles, responsibilities, and the positions are driven by the location or the region that they usually man. So this is more for any kind of a marketing-related organization, sales-related organizations, where they may want to have, or they may want to really have, roles and responsibilities driven not based on the organization setup or the supervisor organization, but they want to have it more at a location or a region level. That's what we call it as region-based organization. Right. And the last type that we have is called as custom organizations. Custom organizations is more of, I would say, a custom flavor.
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.